Peter Palma, well done. I love your piano presentation, it was awesome. Well done.
You know, halfway through the piece, I thought I was on a racing track. It was racing at Rickerton, and someone slowed me down.
Yes, because when we race too much, especially in Tchaikovsky, we're going to lose the sphere.
That's right.
Yes, because in heaven there's nothing is raced, everything is slower.
That's right.
And everything, not like if you walk on the water, everything's slowing down. And the music there's slower. And always the great composers and the conductors, they're always reminding the orchestra go super slow, super slow. Yes, it's so tempting to start go faster and louder and you think, listen to me, how can I do it? But when it goes to classic music, sometimes when you go softer and more lovingly, it has a greater effect on people's feelings. And therefore we also need to allow a huge amount of space in between the phrases to allow the person to enjoy and digest the phrase. It's just like slow speech, you know, somebody said to you, I love you. So you need a pause in between. Because if you hear, like, I love you, like that, you will not believe it correctly. And you say, go slowly, I love you. You see, so we need to give a pause to the person to believe that you love them. So therefore, the music one will play, especially Peter Tchaikovsky and all the great classics composers, they always consider the big space in between the phrases. But because very often this music was reprinted thousands of times, shrunk millions of times, and very often it was suppressed slightly for the easier reading for people who are in a rush. So because a real original songs one, like probably if you write it properly with pauses and intonations, and if you write it really correctly, it would take a couple of pages, I think, right. If not 8, I think, if not 9.
Exclamation marks, they're very important.
Yeah, and if it shows that every legato have to go slow with feelings, so to know what it means with feelings means you stretch it 3 times longer.
And phraseology is very important too.
Exactly. So you need to really feel the music. The notes given to you there as only a guardian. It's just like a guess what it should be, in which key you should be playing. But because every note has its own sound, it has ability to vibrate for as long as you can vibrate it. So some people can vibrate longer notes when they sing and some shorter, and sometimes soprano too tired and they can't do it. Therefore piano supports them and they feel them with music. But when soprano goes, or violin goes, because violin and soprano is very similar, you let them, you know, like with David Garrett. I remember conductor just left the stage because David did the job with his soprano. So soprano should never be overpowered by any musical instrument. Because it's like when the bird is singing, you know, on a beautiful branch. You don't want to start bashing with drums on top of it or something like that and beat it into the song of the bird.
Ruin it.
So
if
therefore,
you frighten the bird away.
Yes, correct. So the bird will not like it and fly away. So our job is to capture soprano, to embrace soprano and let her to create as much as possible and allow her to sing to her limit. And you, Peter Palma, always play 3 or 4 times longer the composition, so it should be 3 minutes and he played 12 minutes. So he always checking me for my endurance. So he kept going and going and going.
Always play over the limit.
Yes, always limit. And so he puts me on the limit too. Why? Because very often when we sing Thais, let's for example, it's already quite difficult when you sing the whole Thais. You're already tired, and then he does it again, and so I have to keep going. And then he does it again, 3 Thais minimum when we do it. Why don't you do Thais again one day?
Thais, we can do it today. Thais, would you like to hear Thais?
So another thing I wanted to tell you, it's so funny. So there was a huge storm, and I said to Peter Palma, and he told me, well, which song we're going to perform now, and a completely storm, it was a wind, go shh, you know, like that. And I said, why don't we do the Peter Tchaikovsky Swan Lake, because if we do that, we will stop the storm. And that's true. You guess what, when I sang, because I observe here all the nature around me, you guess what, there was a light and the sun shining on me at the time when I sang, and the storm was completely gone, and it was so beautiful, and I was just enjoying how the light was going through the trees, There's no rain and no storm. It just completely stopped at the moment when we sing that song.
And today
It's
the
incredibly
same thing happened. The wind came up. The rain was very, very dark. We had
We
to
better
switch the
stop
lights on.
talking
And you
because
know what happened? As soon as we said Swan Lake, Tchaikovsky,
straight away
the sunshine
came through,
Very
and straight
good.
away there was more light in the room. And then, but while I sang, because you did not see it, but I was watching, there was the sun shining through, and there's beautiful rays, with like a mist was going through, and it was so beautiful. I was sitting and looking at it. It was just so glorious, and the birds. Very often I have the ducks are splashing there, like swans as well. So it's amazing. It comforts me. It helps me a lot to sing a song, because I actually look at the nature and absorb it while I sing the song. So I do have a sense of how would you call it?
I lost my glasses because of that. There we are.
So
That's how excited
thank you so much
is.
for listening. We better
Yeah,
see
yeah.
how sun again coming up.
Yeah,
Isn't
the
it
sun,
beautiful?
sun's coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And so when I sang, it was even brighter. Yeah.
We'll
So-
catch you another time after this. I think we've got another one.
What
haven't we?
about Robert Schumann?
Oh, no, she's talking my language.
We're wishing you all the best, and with classics, always slow down and feel it and never rush, and then you would understand classics better. Plus you have plenty of time to think which note you're going to play, so you'll make much less mistakes if you go slower. Thank you for listening.